I really wanted someone that would really invigorate the group and get us kind of really motivated and inspired and ready to be open to the session. And I think the thing that kind of struck me was his personal testimonies of, how he overcame obstacles to be a great achiever. And it's a really good thing to be able to see somebody, that has overcome some obstacles, and he provided us some real suggestions as to things that we can do to improve ourselves.
February 14th, 1995, I was a senior in high school, and on that morning, just before first period, I found myself sitting in the principal's office in handcuffs. And as I sat in those handcuffs, 1,000 things began to run through my mind. How could you have been so stupid? I wondered what was going to happen to me. And the door swung open, and there was a police officer. And the principal asked this police officer a question. He said, "What are we going to do with him?" And I'll never forget his response. He said, "He's going to jail." The principal shook his head. The police officer left. And there I sat in the principal's office in handcuffs. 3 months prior to graduation, had a full scholarship to the University of Texas at Austin. And I was expelled from high school on my way to jail. I found myself wishing that I could turn back the hands of time. Because if I could, I would. Because the truth of the matter is, it didn't have to be that way.
Dynamic. He's just very dynamic.
For a young man, he really has some great points to get people going.
The key to this first step, getting up, keeping that positive attitude, I said was what? Motivation, right? Well, many of us think of motivation the same way that I thought about the Holy Ghost. We think that it's this supernatural force of power that's going to come upon us and compel us to do something that we already know we're supposed to do. But folks, that's not the case. I mean, think about it. Say that word with me. Say motivation. What do you hear in that word? Motive. The root of the word motivation is motive, and motive is defined as a compelling reason to act. A compelling reason to act. So folks, if you can't define why you're doing what you're doing, eventually you're gonna stop.
What he talked about was for everybody, for mothers, for children, and basically for the whole family as a group. And it really lifted me up as far as what to do with my life.
It's a real nice presentation, I really enjoyed that.
We have so much to look up to Mr. Love for. He's a young person who has accomplished so much in life. And I'm just proud of him, and I just had to come and get the book.
First you have to get up, change your attitude, then get out, change your action, then you're gonna get something, which is about the achievement. Now, folks, I wish that I could tell you that if you listen to me and apply these principles, everything in life from this point on out will work out exactly the way you want it. But if I told you that, I would be lying, because life is filled with struggles. Life has many obstacles. But the difference between those that succeed and those that don't is how do you deal with those obstacles? When you're met with the obstacles of life, do you continue to press and push until you figure out a way to get around it or to move that obstacle? Or do you turn and alter your course and decide to do something else? Most people choose the latter. But you guys are different. You guys have an opportunity to do something different. You don't have to be like everyone else. In my book, I call individuals like you contrapreneurs, individuals that go contrary to the status quo. You're thermostats, you're not thermometers. Thermostats set the temperature, thermometers conform to the temperature. I can say it a lot of different ways, but what I'm saying is each and every one of you in this room are leaders.
I think it was great, very, very inspiring. I think it was an excellent presentation. It brought about the history of his upbringings, and the motivation to instill in young men and women to pursue a degree and succeed in life.
Oh, it was wonderful. It was down to earth, and he spoke on so many topics, and he is right. If you can apply those principles that he mentioned, you can't help but have a different outcome. I really enjoyed it, and it was funny.
I'm a happily married man. I've been married for 5 years, and for my first wedding anniversary, I took my wife to the Dominican Republic. And man, it was such a wonderful trip. The water was so clear, the food was great. And it was such a wonderful trip that I'm thinking that this year I may go back and pick her up.
Jerome Love is a profound speaker, and I would recommend anyone that's planning an event to utilize his services. I think it would be just what they need.